Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good to go. Yeah, sorry, I saw you waving your hands, Chris. I wasn't too sure if that's a yes or a no, but all right, no. So, we're back again, yeah? So, we were talking about personal boundaries, which are pretty much, personal boundaries. We all know they make us feel good, they make us feel comfortable, safe. I suppose, that's within your own self. So I always say to be in a successful relationship, you've definitely got to have a feeling of success about yourself before you go venturing in or expecting someone else to bring you up and feel better about yourself. So always make sure that you are comfortable with your own self, that you feel safe with your own self, you feel good about your own self. But definitely going back to boundaries. Boundaries are something that, we have in our sort of psychosis to say that they make us feel good, they make us feel comfortable. Always feel comfortable, and it's an important point, comfortable when communicating. Nothing worse than feeling uncomfortable and trying to get your message across. It just doesn't work, and we all know this, and we all got to make sure that you're comfortable with your boundaries. Make sure you set them to what you feel comfortable with. Now, that's the thing. If you want to make sure that you sort of how can I put this? I always find it difficult because everyone sort of treats it differently, but boundaries, in a sense, we won't talk about geographic boundaries. Obviously, that's like personal space and stuff. More about, so where do you want to go with this? Have I said something that was a little bit rude or not within the realms of what your cultural expectations are? And, there's cultural boundaries but all that. But making sure that the boundaries are within the realms of what you're both comfortable with. Sometimes those boundaries are used to control others, which is wrong. Yeah, because it's sort of used as a trade-off. And I'll use an example of a time where a lovely couple were coming to see me. They were having a few issues, and there wasn't any real issues with trust or respect or anything to that degree. It was more about boundaries. And what they'd found that in the last maybe 2 to 3 years of their relationship, especially in the last year, was the boundaries seemed to be getting smaller within what was expected of each other. Or did they break the boundaries? And these boundaries are certain things, are sort of trade-offs, if I can put it correctly. So the boundaries, and it happens quite often, so don't feel that, it does happen where a couple will sort of say, well, they'll use one boundary as in, well, you're not allowed, as a simpleton thing, you're not allowed to go anywhere besides work and then come straight home, like no drinks, no that. If you do that, then you can go out for drinks on a Friday night, let's say, whatever. That's very, very simpleton, but happens quite often, believe it or not. Now, the trade-off there is obviously if I'm a good little boy or good little girl during the week, I can obviously go out at night. And okay, I'm fine with that. Those boundaries there, you're sort of creeping into the disrespectful stage, and you really got to be mindful of trade-offs in a relationship. Trade-offs in a relationship pretty much reflect the fact that there's a certain element of mistrust, or there could be a certain element of, selfishness, you're all mine, or I don't want to share you too much. Just be careful on that, guys. So that's pretty much on boundaries. I mean, boundaries are very specific, just like any other form of, what I always say are the key ingredients to a successful relationship. But you really got to be mindful that your boundaries are sort of respected in that, what I mean, in the sense of we are not using them as trade-offs to feel better about our relationship.